Hello, algebra kiddos. Mrs. Medora here again. Today we're going to talk about measures of center, shapes of distribution, and measuring spread. Please remember to take notes on a separate piece of paper so that you can refer back to it when you're getting started on your lessons. Okay, here we have three types of distribution. The first one is a normal distribution. We call that a bell curve. Okay, the second one is skewed to the right. Now, it looks to me, it seems counterintuitive that it's skewed right, but really what this means is, in this case, there is an outlier, which is making the data skew. So there would be like an extra data point here, which is skewing it to the right. So if you think about, an outlier is making the data more to the right or more to the left, that's why it's skewed right. So the outlier is on the right or the outlier is on the left. As you can see, I've also included the mode, the median, and the mean, so you can see where those lie in the distribution. In a normal distribution, those would be right in the middle, and then when it's skewed right or skewed left, it's going to change where the mode, median, and mean are. Okay, there's a couple measures of center that's saying where is the center of your data. Okay, in this case, there's two I want to talk about, the median or the mean. Now, you know the median is the middle and the mean is the average. So when we're talking about measures of center, when you do not have an outlier versus when you have an outlier, you're going to use different measures of center. So the median we use when we have an outlier. So when there is an outlier, we are going to use the median as our measure of center. But when there is absolutely no outlier, so there's no extra points lying on the outside, you're going to use the mean. So if there is no outlier, you use the mean as your measure of center. Okay, we can also talk about the measure of spread, and that means, like what is the range of your data? So when you have an outlier present in your data, like if you think about box plots, we talked about the interquartile range. Okay, when there is an outlier, you're going to use the IQR as your measure of spread. When there is no outlier, you're going to use the standard deviation. Okay, those are two measures of variability or how spread apart your data is. Now, we are not going to go over how to find standard deviation, but I just want you to know that it's a measure of spread or variability, and it indicates by how much the values in a data set deviate from the mean. So if you found your average, the standard deviation tells you about how much your data points are away from the average. Okay, that was a short and sweet lesson today. Please get started on IXL lesson KK5.